Yo! What's up, guys? How's it going? We're going to go over the differences between, shading in pen and in pencil. The question I got was, should I shade in pen or should I shade in pencil? I mean, the obvious answer is shade in both in separate drawings, I guess you could try both. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use both on one drawing and make it look cool. I'm sure you can, though. Doesn't mean you can't. But I'm going to go over the intricacies of both, you know what I mean, and what makes, each one different from the other, very different from the other, actually, in some cases. So, with pen, the short answer, I mean, like when I start shading, let's say the light source is coming from that direction, coming down to the left, I'm going to be shading this entire wall, right? Totally shading almost the whole thing, and maybe part of this wall as well is going to be shaded, like, but not as dark, or it could be just as dark actually if it's coming from the back forward. When I'm shading this, honestly, I'm kind of thinking tonally in a way, but I'm thinking in merging as many lines as I can. This doesn't even have to be directional. Sometimes it does, but the way I'm sketching in my sketchbook, I don't really have to make them all that dimensional. You know what I mean? I don't have to like go with a form that much. It's a good idea to go with a form, but sometimes I'm just throwing these things all over the place because I want this entire wall to kind of disappear. Let me time lapse this really quick. See, it could be something like that, and then from here I would finesse everything. Everything's like all over the place, and then from here I go to the corners and I try to kind of get more. I try to get more precise with it. You know what I mean? I mean, in general, this takes a lot longer than pencil would, and I'll show you in a second. And I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna be flicking out little lines. It's its own certain look. You know what I mean? I'm not cross-hatching. I'm shading. I'm more shading in this like tonal way with the pen, And this is not a fountain pen either. This is a ballpoint pen. I can even rub through it a little bit. Not a lot though, because that's gonna be nasty after a while. You know what I mean? You're feathering all over. You're feathering like little tiny wispy lines. Little tiny wispy lines. And here's the truth. Yeah, it's gonna take a long time. That's just how it is. But it gives it a really cool look. Let me move on really quick to the ball really fast. You'll see it much more clearly. Actually, yeah, so same, let's say it's coming from over here, the sunlight, from the top to bottom. I would start throwing out directional lines here to start off because this is a ball that kind of go with a form here. And I'm going to do it quick, you know what I mean? I want to do it pretty quick, not thinking about it, but not too dark right here because this is a ballpoint pen and not a fountain pen. I can actually use some gradation here, you know what I mean? I can actually get from light to dark, and you're trying to even the gradation. You know what I mean? Gradation meaning gradually going from light to dark, and light to dark. You know what I mean? You don't want to make a huge, because since we're working in a line, you have to make all these lines merge into something that is a singular, item. All these tiny wispy lines, they have to merge ultimately. And the only way to do that is to, again, be really wispy with them. Be really, really wispy with them and pull a ton of them. Let me time lapse this for a little bit too. So the way I'm doing this is I'm initially throwing down a bunch of lines, and then I'm organizing them. You know what I mean? I'm throwing it down without thinking. And again, like I told you in pen, it takes a while. You have to kind of like do this finesse process all over. Let's try to clean up this corner, let's say. And I'm trying to look in there, and you have to look really, really deep into the lines, that's what I do. I'm trying to go back and forth, turn it, you know what I mean? Turn around, contain the line. It looks more like an egg, really. It's kind of whacked, but you get the idea. And the gradation is a little harder to get than in pencil. With pencil, a lot quicker. Like I said, I love the feeling of pen. I like the fact that with pen you can't erase. I love that because it helps you kind of it helps you draw better the first time. I've noticed it helps you with mistakes, with pure hardcore mistakes, or it helps you work around other mistakes you might make in pencil because you can't erase, and you know that your subconscious mind knows that. So, anyways, I don't want to do the whole thing with you. This is just an egg. That would be pen right there. Some key things about the pen: you can kind of rub it, not really. You can kind of. It gives this bizarre shape, but don't. I wouldn't overdo it like that. With pen, it takes longer. It is a little bit harder, because you can't erase, and it's harder to get gradation. But do try it, practice it, and it's really worth it. It really looks really cool when you do that. When you get this gradual from dark to light look. Anyways, I don't want to spend too much time on that. Let's go over here to pencil. Pencil's a little different. Pencil's a lot easier. You can use a whole flat edge of the side or the tip. You know what I mean? There's only tip on the pen. That's why there's a difference with this. Difference with this is you can use a side, and that's why it's faster. You can use the entire side of a pencil. I'm using a 9B right now, even though I shouldn't be using 9B because 9B is really dark, really, really dark. So, say I'm just shading to the side, and you can get that whole thing in there. How long did that take over there? A while, right? This is like bam. I mean, like I said, they have different uses. This smears more. Like I said, if you have a sketchbook, this is probably going to be much more smeared, like a pencil. In pencil drawings in the sketchbook, you'll probably like when you push it together and if you carry your sketchbook around, there's a good chance you're going to see it like smear inside. You open it up, you're like, damn, this thing's kind of gross looking now. With that kind of happens in pen too, but way more so in pencil. And then you practice doing a gradation of like, see, like it's darkish, and then it gets lighter, and it gets lighter, and then until you try to make this a 1 and it's like a 10, or not 10, this is probably like a 5 or something. But see, try to make it a gradual, like there's no hiccups. And then contain the shape on the bottom with maybe a stronger line. But like I said, this one smears more, much more, much more quickly. Obviously, I recommend trying both. This one, like I said, you can erase. You can do halftones. You can pull back halftones too. You can also work with the eraser to create shapes, maybe like let's see. Oh, this is a kneaded eraser. Let's say I want to pull a shape out of there. It's more malleable that way. You know, I can take that back to, it's like almost white right there. You know what I mean? If I wanted to actually create a design. Shading over here, same thing. Using the side. I'm using it like a chunk of charcoal almost, you know? Using like a side of charcoal. Problem, another issue I think with pencil that people don't come up with, and I've said this in another video, but I'm going to say it right now, is sometimes when you lay your hand down, see how my hand looks kind of gross right now? It has this stuff on it, and that's because I'm leaning my hand down on the paper itself. Sometimes when I draw, and when that happens, it could smear other parts of the drawing. So what I do, and I talked about this in another video, is I put a piece of paper over, like so that I can shade over here as much as I want. I can do whatever I want, just any scratch paper, without smearing the rest of it with my, the natural oil from my hand. You know what I mean? Anyways, those are some key points on each one. I would recommend doing both pencil and pen. Pen is awesome. I know I made pen look like crap, make it look like, oh damn, that's hard, and it's time consuming. But it is really rewarding to do pen. I really do like it. I actually prefer pen for line art. You know what I mean? If you're doing line art, which is cool for pencil, I actually prefer it with pen. You know. And let me go over that super quick with pen and pencil. If I'm doing just full-blown line art, pen does that, I would say, a whole lot the same. I guess I was gonna say a whole lot better, but it's a whole lot better because it won't smear in your sketchbook. Whew. Anyways, that's about it. I just went over a couple of different. Let me go over them again. A couple of key things about each one. Pen with ballpoint pen. Ballpoint pen's good for the sketchbook. You can kind of smear, but not really. You really can't smear that very much. It's better for line art. I think it has a very distinct look, especially when you're doing these tiny heads and things like that. It's very good. It's just takes a little bit longer. Pencil itself. It's quicker. It does smear too much. I wouldn't recommend it for most sketchbooks. If you carry the sketchbook around, I would probably not recommend pencil. If you carry it around. If it's just a sketchbook you have in your shelf, fine. But just my opinion. Like I said, it's quicker. You can smear it very strategically. You know what I mean? You can, and I would say smear it with your hand. Never use those shader things. Those shader tools suck. The shader tools they sell in the store, they're like Q-tips or something. I think those are terrible because they have this overly artificial look, and I think you don't need it. You just need your finger, boom, like that. You know, see how already getting the smear there. Already getting smear there. You can use the side and the tip of the pencil, which is not the pen only has the tip, you know. But like I said, pen makes you draw better. If you want to draw better, like more for practice purposes, this drawing in pen will make you better. Not that this won't, but I'm saying because you can't erase, drawing in pen is a very good tool. You know, you will your mind will start changing. I'm not kidding about that. That sounds weird though, but it's the truth. Anyways, guys, that's about it. That was just a little pros and cons of the pencil and pen, and I'll talk to you later. See you next time.